Hey guys, welcome back. It's Melissa, and today I am filming two looks with my Warrior 3 palette from Juvia's Place and combining each look with another palette from Juvia's Place. So two looks, three palettes, and this is going to be look number 2, and then I've got another look right before this one. I love all the looks that I've created with this palette, and I think it's a great palette for pairing with other palettes. So here's what it looks like. I do have an initial video up with this with swatches and kind of like a bluish purple look. It's probably my favorite look that I've created so far with this palette, so I'll link it up here if you guys want to check that out. But I am very much enjoying this palette, and let's just go ahead and hop into these looks. The first look, I am going to combine my Warrior 3 palette with my Deuce palette. Here's what it looks like, and I want to do some kind of pinky look with it, so I thought this would be a good Juvia's Place palette to pull up. You guys have already seen the second look because it was in the intro, but I still am really not sure which palette I'm going to use with that. So definitely want to use this shade. It is so pretty. And I'm not really sure what other shade. I'll probably for sure use these, possibly the orange one from here. And then that would go good with like the orangey coral one, and then maybe these shimmers, these three in this palette. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start using this one from the Deuce palette. This is Cream. Is it Deuce? You know, sometimes I think it's like Douce, like sweets, because these are all different kind of sweet. I don't really know, let's be honest. So I'm going to start out with this Morphe M573 brush. It's just kind of a fluffy blending brush, and that cream shade. I love this palette. This is just going to be my transition shade, so I'm really just going in and blending out that shade throughout the crease and the transition area. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit more detailer of a brush. This is my Sigma Detail Diffused Crease Brush. This is the E33. I think this is one of their new ones when they created their smaller brushes that were based off of their bigger blending brushes. But I am now going to go in with Kahina, which is this shade right here that is so beautiful, and I feel like it's so unique to other shades that I own. And this is going to be my crease shade. I kind of want to make it a little bit deeper, a little bit higher than the crease, so it really shows. So I'm just kind of pulling it up a little bit. I want it to be blended as well, so I don't want to add a ton more shadow because these are real pigmented. But see how then when I blink, it still shows that shade, so it's not just in that crease area, and that's going to depend on your eye shape as well. So a lot of the times I would just put it right in this crease area, but like I said, I'm bringing it just up a little bit here. And these little blending brushes, it took me so long to pull the trigger and get some Sigma brushes, but I mean, they really are good, guys. They really are. I have a video where I show all the brushes I got, but if you like to do more unique and intricate looks, I think you would really enjoy the blending brush set. It's the ultimate blending brush set. It's 6 brushes. P.S. I don't have any kind of Sigma affiliate code. They do not know I exist. So that's 6 brushes, and they are just really, really unique and detailed, and I really reach for them more than I reach for my other ones. So they are good brushes. I'm going to go in with this brown. I think I'm going to mix these 2 brown shades. So I've got a Sigma Firm Blender brush. These are going to be for my outer V, so I'm just kind of going to dip into both of those shades. I don't want a ton of depth out here, but I just want a little. So I just went in with this firmer one to lay that down where I want it, and it's a little more pointed, so that makes it easier. And this is one, the E44 is one they've had, and I'm not sure what the next step down is. E24 maybe is the one they just created. E42 So you can see, like, it's just a little tiny, like, little tiny baby brush. Oh, they're so good. When I got mine, I got them on, there was a Labor Day sale, and they were 30% off. My guess is there's going to be another sale. So if you don't want to spend the full price of it, I think it's around $60 for the 6 brushes. And then with the, I got mine 30% off. So it ended up being, you know, a little over 40, and I got free shipping and I got a free gift with my purchase. So it ended up being an okay deal, and I'm so glad that I went ahead and got those. All right, now let's go in. Do I want to put that hot pink on it? I think I might just put a little hot pink to go between the brown and then into the shimmer shade. So I'm not going to put a ton down, just like a bit of a transition shade, I guess, between the brown and the pink. And I am using a fluffier blending brush, so that's going to allow me to put it on really lightly, because I don't want like a hot pink shade. And this is called Fonty. I'm not being any kind of specific. It's not a real kind of method. I mean, I guess it is. I'm getting the result that I want. So that's where I'm gonna so far leave the lid. I'm gonna go back in with that shade. This was the hot pink that I used, and now I'm gonna go back in with that light corally shade from the Deuce palette and just blend right there where those shades met, because I do want that to be a very blended area. I need a little bitty brush for my lower lash line, and I am for sure using this shade Kahina right here. It is so pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to do for my other look, because I haven't used the green, the orange, or the yellow, but I really don't think I want to use all 3 of those in one look. Oh look, I got something. I'm just taking that burgundy-ish shade Kahina and blending that all along the lower lash line. Now that I have it put down, I'm going to go right below it and just kind of smudge it out, not putting anything else on my brush, just kind of pulling that shade down a little bit. And then I'm going to go back in with the little baby blending brush and that brown shade and just bring a little bit more depth to this. I've got my Morphe 421 brush for my shimmer shade, and I think I am going to do a mix of these shades right here. So the shade Puffs is going to be on the majority of the lid, and then this shade Tart is going to be on the inner corner of the lid. And these shades are so pretty. In my eyeshadow palette collection video, I talked about doing ranking my Juvia's Place palettes, and I've been kind of thinking about like how I'm gonna place them, and it's hard because I know which one is my least favorite, but then I really love a lot of the rest of them for different reasons, so that might take me a while to get to. Just laying that on most of the eye, and then I'm gonna go back with that hot pink shade and blend where those meet after I get these laid down. And I do spray my Juvia's Place shadows. That's looking really good. Now, what I want to do with the light shade is I went in with the this shade all the way to the inner corner. And then I'm going to go in with Tart, which is the lighter shade. And I'm just taking it on that same brush. And it's going to wrap the inner corner and taking it right on that inner corner tear duct area. And then I'm going to blend it into that shade there. This is like a perfect pinky inner corner highlight as well to pull in with any pink look you're doing. I forget I have it sometimes. I really should use that color more often for my inner corner highlight. Yes, that is so pretty. Now what I'm going to do is go back in with that hot pink shade here, which is Fonty. And I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush. And we're going to blend right where these meet here. So you can see the difference between going in and blending that and then how it looks just laid down there. Just gives it a nice finished look. So I'm actually going to take, I pulled this up in my Shop My Stash. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Brilliant Eye Brightener in Stella, and I'm going to use this for my waterline today. I've got that red and pink all around my eye. I want something to help it pop in the waterline. I kind of would have thought it would have been a little bit brighter. I may pull something else to put on top of that. So I'm going to tight line with black, do my wing liner and mascara, and I will be back to show you the look. Okay, back with the final look. I did end up putting the NYX Faux Whites liner in linen in my waterline because I just wanted something a little bit brighter than that Thrive one gave me. And then I've got on some Clinique mascara and Ico liner for my wing liner. And then on my lips, I have got the Candy K Velvet Liquid Lipstick and Liner Set from Kylie Cosmetics. This I got in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. They were half price and I wanted to give that lip product a try, so that's what I'm wearing today. I don't have a review or anything on it because this is the first time I am trying it out, but that is what the color is if you are interested in that. So this is the final look with my Warrior 3 palette and the Deuce palette by Juvia's Place. So let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. So for the second look, I decided to bring up the Tribe palette by Juvia's. This one I thought to bring in, I don't know if I'm going to bring in the orange and green or the yellow and green. I definitely want to use the green from this palette, and then either the orange or yellow. I'm probably not going to use both though. And then I just thought this one would be a good one to combine that with because it's got different green tones. Boy, that shiny stuff is really changing the color tone of this. Green, yellow, and orange tones to it. So I am going to start, I think, with this palette, and I think I am going to start with the yellow in the transition area. I don't, like with usual looks, I don't know where I'm headed with this look. I just know the color scheme that I want to do. And definitely we're going to pull up some shimmers from the Tribe palette, but I don't even know which ones yet. Maybe I will end up pulling this orange for a shimmer on the lid. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to start with this yellow shade here. This is Zynga. It has an N for the first letter, but I'm just kind of assuming that it's silent, but I really have no idea. So. Yeah, so this is just going to go in the transition area. Today I used the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I really like that one, and I pulled that up for my Shop My Stash. This go around. I think that one, the new Shop My Stash, is probably already up at this point by the time this video goes up. So if it is, I will link it up in the iCards because most of what's on my face today is from that Shop My Stash. So this one I'm just kind of laying a base down in that transition area. This yellow does not need to be a major part of my look. It's just going to kind of peek through and give it some, well, transition from whatever darker shade is in the crease into the no shade that's on the brow bone. It's kind of what a transition shade does. So next I'm going to take, what do I want to take? I think I'm going to take this shade. With greens, I like to use a bit of a stiffer brush. Greens are a little bit harder to make pop, and I actually think I'm going to use the green from the Warrior 3 palette. So this one, which is called Masai, and this green here from the Tribe palette, which is Tootsie. And I'm going to start with the green from, maybe this brush is too big for this. This is from the Warrior 3 palette. So I'm only going to bring this green about halfway in. That super pigmented though. That is just one swipe, one dab, whatever you want to call it. Pat. I feel like that one's a lot more pigmented than the one in the Afrique palette. I felt like I had to build that one up a little bit more. Okay, then I will go back in with the yellow and kind of blend that. But first I'm going to put the green shade on that I want in the inner part, which is that Tootsie. And I'm going to use a detailed diffused crease brush. This is the E33 from Sigma. I believe this is one of their newer ones. And this one is just going to go in this inner area right here. All right, I'm kind of starting to get an idea of where I want this look to go. So this, I'm just blending from the deeper green shade and then all the way to the inner corner in that crease area. And this is more of a lime green shade. I really love these new Sigma brushes. I mean, like, they're what was missing from my brush collection, the new detailer ones. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with this deeper green shade San from the Tribe palette and just deepen up a little bit on the outer V. I don't need the shade to really pop or anything. I just want to give a little depth to it. So I'm going to take this little Morphe brush. This is the 562. And just kind of popping that on just a little here to give a little depth and dimension to that outer V without having to really notice that there's another shade there. I'm going to go back in with my yellow shade from the Warrior 3 palette and just kind of blend that transition and crease area together. So I think for the lid, I'm going to use these two shades right here. So this one is Curla, and this one is Coro. And Curla is going to be on the center part of the lid. So I'm going to start with that orange shade Curla and just kind of put that in the center area here. And then I'll come back in with that deeper green shade and just kind of blend these two together here. I've got my little Sigma E46 brush. This is a inner corner. And I'm just going to blend that into the orange one. And then I'm going to kind of wrap that around on the inner corner. I love this shade because it's got kind of like a green-yellow iridescent, but it also picks up what's behind it. So like when I blend it with this orange shade, it kind of picks up some of that orange. And then I'm placing it on top of this green shade, so it kind of picks up that. But it's just a really pretty shade. So now I'm just going back in to blend where that orange and green shade meet, and I'm blending it with the deeper green shade from the Tribe palette that I put on the outer V. And then I think I might go back in with the orange shade to blend a little. I'm not going to put anything else on this brush. I'm just going to pull it a little into that green shade. So it's really got a gradient there. I think that's it for the lid. I'm going to put some green on my waterline. I'm going to start with the ColourPop, what is it, Zulu, I think? No, Electric something. Electric Daisy. It's already almost rubbed off all the way. I'm going to start by putting this on my waterline as a base, and then I'm going to go in with my LA Girl green one. Alright, so I've got my base of that down, and for the lower lash line, I'm going to use this green from the Warrior 3 palette, and I want a smudger brush for that. So I'm just taking the smudger brush and stamping it on here, right on the lash line. That looks so good with that Electric Daisy shade. Maybe I'll keep that in the waterline. So the other shade I was thinking about putting on it, which I'm not going to now, is the Shockwave from LA Girl in Gotcha. So that's from their neon line. This one though is definitely more neon green than this one. This one's just like a little deeper bit of a neon green shade. So let me go ahead and put some black tightline, wing liner, and mascara, and I'll be back to show you the look. Here is the final look. If you are wondering, I've got the Clinique liquid liner on, the Tarte Big Ego mascara, I think. And on my lips, I put the Becca, what is this? This is in Mocha Ultimate Lipstick. I think this is what it looks like. I think I got it in a BoxyCharm box. So this is my final look with the Warrior 3. this is my final look with the Warrior 3 palette. So I do want to pop some lashes on. I'm going to put my 120s in the Naturals from Ardell on, and then I will be back to give you like my first impressions of this palette. Alright, so here we are with the lashes. These really are, the 120 Naturals from Ardell really are some of my favorite lashes that I've ever used. They're just so easy to apply, they're so easy to wear, and they give that little something extra. So I definitely recommend those. So now on to the palette. I really like this palette. I don't know that I really needed it. These 3 shades at the bottom are probably pretty unique to my collection. Probably between my other Juvia's Place palettes, I have like this section here. Maybe not the purple, but definitely like these pink, yellow, green, and orange. I probably didn't need this palette for those. But then we've got, like, this is a very unique shade to my collection, as well as these 3. The purple is a little different. Did I need this purple? Probably not. Am I glad I have this palette? I am. And I think that this is true to the formula of the 9-pan palettes. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, I feel like the 12-pan, are they 12 or 15? The 12-pan palettes, I feel like all of these have just a slightly different formula. So I have 3 of these 9-pan palettes. The Saharan, the Saharan is still pretty true to the Juvia's Place formula, but the Afrique and the Nubian 3, and I talked about this I think in the videos I did with them, the mattes are just a little off, I think. And quite frankly, the shimmers of the Nubian 3 Coral are a little off as well to what I'm used to from the Juvia's Place 3 palettes. But this one is right back on there with them. It is an amazing formula. It is one of my top eyeshadow formulas. And if you like this color scheme, or even some of them, $20 is not a bad price for this. I would definitely wait till you can get it on sale, just because that's how I do everything. I think it's also a good palette to pair with other palettes. So if you have other palettes that you think would go really good with this color combo, this might be a good palette for you as well. Definitely you need a light color to want this palette though. Or if you want to just start trying out some color, I think that this would be a good palette to try out, because you've got a variety of different colors to try. Maybe you just add one color to your neutral look and have a neutral look with a pop of color. And then like these shimmers here, really great shimmers to work with as well. So that sums it up for my thoughts on the Warrior 3 palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for spending a little time out of your day to spend with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!